Hear ye, here comes the judge. It is the Yogi Judge, Judge Dawson, with another podcast on such a beautiful day. And I'll tell you, it doesn't matter where you are, what part of America you are in, it's a beautiful day. Just think about it. You are alive. You are able to listen to a podcast. Your ears are working. You are able to just breathe fresh air. All of that adds up for a very, very good day. So I thank you for giving me just a moment of your time to listen to this podcast. It's called Here Comes the Judge. And I do my best to bring you information that you can use to take your life to the next level. Now, sometimes I'll bring you examples from my courtroom, but most times we're just talking about empowerment and leadership because as a judge for over 9 years, as well as a yoga teacher, I know a lot about leadership and I want to share it all. So my mission every time I get on this podcast is to give you some information that you can use. I'm not here to talk you to death. I'm not going to hold you long, but I am going to make sure that you get something out of the time that we spend together. You can listen to any other podcast, and you probably do listen to other podcasts, but just the fact that you are tuning in means so much to me. So thank you very much. Hopefully you've had a chance to visit my website. It's www.judgedawson.com. On that website, I have tools and resources, information about yoga classes, videos, but one thing important that I want you to go to the website and do, and that is subscribe to my weekly email called Dose of Positivity. It's through that email that I am able to really articulate some of these tools that we talk about on Here Comes the Judge. And in addition to that, I put up a video every week on YouTube at Judge Dawson. Again, reinforcing the leadership tools that you and I can use to take our lives to the next level. See, it's funny because none of us really think that we need leadership or guidance or mentors or coaches until you are in trouble or until you face a dilemma. But I submit to you that if you take the proactive approach, get these tools, get this information, not only just from me, but anybody that can add value to your life, get the information. Don't be so proud. Don't be so grown that you can't get that information because it is important. I learn all the time. I have mentors. I read books. I study. I research. I try to stretch my brain so that I can be the best that I can be. All right. So in addition to that, get in the email from my website. Press the follow button here so that we can continue to grow together with these podcasts. And you can share the information with people who you know and love. All right. So what's the topic today? Today, I want to talk to you about controlling your emotions. And it was sparked because I had a man in my courtroom who lost control of his emotions. Now, nothing crazy happened this time. I know if you've been listening to my podcast, you know, there are times when it gets crazy in my courtroom. What I mean by crazy, I'm talking violent and people having to be escorted out the courtroom. This was not one of those times. This was just simply a case where the man in front of me couldn't control his emotions. But the funny thing or the interesting thing about it is that I saw it occurring. I saw him going from 0 to 100 right in front of my eyes. First, it started with him clenching his fist. And of course, I made sure my bailiffs were in place because I didn't know what he was going to do to somebody else in the courtroom. But then I saw the tears forming in his eyes. And then this man had the nerve to start pacing around my courtroom. Now, if you've ever been in a courtroom, you know you can't do that. You can't just walk around the judge's courtroom in the middle of a hearing. I could have had him arrested. I could have had him put in jail for contempt of court, but I didn't do any of that because whenever I get the chance, I try to choose compassion. And that's probably what sets me apart from most judges is that I break my neck to utilize compassion for people who come in front of me. So that's my mission. That's my duty, right? So in this particular situation, I said, okay, I'm not going to send the guy to jail, but what do I need to do? Well, I need to talk to him about controlling his emotions and calming down. And that's exactly what I did. If you want to see a little clip of the video, go to my YouTube page, you'll see it. But basically what I did was I told the young man that I understand his frustration and I can see it rising. But most importantly, I understand that he needs to calm down so that he doesn't put himself in a position where he will ruin his life. See, people play games with this jail thing. It is nothing to play with. If you care about your freedom and if you care about your liberty, always an interesting word. If you care about your liberty, you are not going to spend a single day in jail. For me, that'll be too much. I have a wife, I have children, I have responsibilities. I don't want to go to jail. But a lot of people don't take it seriously, so they risk going to jail by their actions. They risk going to jail by the words that they say, risk going to jail by the associations that they keep, or, as the topic is today, risk going to jail because you fail to control your emotions. So that's my purpose today, is to give you some tools really quickly on how you can control your emotions so that you don't end up behind bars, destroying a relationship that you care about, a friendship that you value, or maybe even losing your job. That's how critical controlling your emotions is. All right, so here are a couple of tools you can use. First of all, if you've heard me say it time and time again, take a deep breath in, hold your breath at the top, and then exhale. Really allow yourself to calm down through the power of your breath. Your breath is such a powerful tool, and it will give you the ability to calm down. So the first thing you have to do is take a deep breath in and exhale to relax. Number 2, identify your emotions. Seriously, identify exactly what you're feeling right now. Because what happens is many of us use the big words, or I'm pissed off, or I'm in a bad mood. Well, what specifically are you angry about? Or what specifically put you in this bad mood? Because until you identify the specific cause, you won't know how to deal with it. You won't know how to deal with it, and you won't know how to react. Because if you know how to react, then you can react in a way that you will be controlling your emotions and not unintentionally ruining a situation that you care about. So the second step is to identify your emotions. And then after you've done that, you've taken your deep breath in, you've identified your emotions, calm down, relax, and decide whether or not you want to respond or not. See, that's a key right there. Not everything deserves your response. Not every person that you run into deserves your attention. But see, we give it out like free food. Somebody cuts you off driving down the street, you throw up the middle finger. Immediate response. Somebody makes you mad in the grocery store line or the clerk at McDonald's, you give them an immediate response. You start dogging them out. When are you going to learn that not everybody deserves your time, your energy, and definitely not a response? And sometimes the best response, the best get back is your silence or you removing yourself away from the situation. So once you've tapped into those tools to control your emotions, you took that deep breath, you identified your emotions, and now you are deciding whether or not you're going to even give this person a response. Because remember, responding is your option. You don't always have to do it. And I tell you, if you do those things, you will be in the realm of controlling your emotions, avoiding the legal matrix, and just being the best you can be. And that's it. That's my contribution for you this week. That's my edition of Here Comes the Judge. I told you I don't hold you long. I just want to give you these jewels that I get, this inspired talk from my experiences as a judge in a live courtroom. And I mean, it's all the way live. As a yoga teacher, I have a yoga school. I'm a meditation practitioner. I mean, I'm just trying my best to live in a way that brings value to me and the people around me. So continue listening to the podcast. Subscribe to iTunes or Spotify so that you can get the notification when I post again. Get that email at www.judgedawson.com. It's free. And until we meet again, be the best you can be, and namaste.